everyone, welcome back to our Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and today we have a awesome battle for you on Sahara Desert. We have 3DB playing as the Order of the Dragon in the orange. We already have a barracks throwing down, and we'll get back to that in a second. Across the way, we have Trash Player playing as the Ayubids in the teal. I am not sure exactly who Trash Player is, but if they're scrimmaging against B, I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty good player. Now, Order of the Dragon, we've been seeing a lot more of these openings out of here. These spearmen, these Gilded spearmen, are so good. And they really can do a lot of damage. Now, this gold vein is just outside, as you can see. They will be able to mine a little bit, but there should be a few little places that B can get some harassment down on the Ayubid's player over here. And really, they take a lot of damage. They can really absorb a ton. So we'll have to wait and see, but I've been seeing this kind of opening more and more. It does usually let the Order of the Dragon player get to a decent spot. That being said, I think these two are probably the weakest two of the new civilizations, honestly. Ooh, just barely survives that over there. But we'll have to wait and see where this spear is going to go. Probably take the long route over there and try to get there as quickly as possible to deny that first wing. Now, as I was mentioning, the Order of the Dragon is definitely not in the best place at the current moment. I think they're a little bit weak at this point. I will say I think there's a sweet spot in there around like kind of Castle Age. I don't know where this lad's going. I was gonna say you're gonna want to get out of there. But look at how much damage they actually do. And there we go. And we only see one coming out. This is kind of the kind of tradition for B, if you will. You always know you're going to get something coming down, and you can see there's just a sweet spot over there. B is going to try to find the sweet spot. It's going to be a little microing back and forth, but Trash Player should be able to get enough gold to actually make this happen because B has to keep going all the way around, and there's no other spearman coming out. But as I was mentioning, so I think the Ayubids are also not in the best place ever. They're interesting. They have a lot of unique, cool units. But I do think they're just not as strong as, obviously not strong as Joan. She is crazy at the current moment, and look at this. They might get one. They do get one, so B, this is now worth it, and he's going to keep it alive. For some reason, those arrows follow them, takes it down, 1 for 1, denies a little bit of gold, so pretty worth it for B at that point. Now, the Ayubids, if you haven't played them just yet, they do have a little bit of something different than the Abbasids, so what I do really like about all these variant civs is that they really are unique in their own right. So we do have the same wings, so to keep the same infrastructure, but the the upgrades are very different. So we will go into them each time they select a new wing, and you can see the economic wing is the one being produced. So we can go over here. The was it already? No, it wasn't already produced. It's just constructing the wing. My goodness, I was like, what is happening over here? But it's just because it's actually constructing the physical wing itself. Now, we do also see the Arcane Chapel coming down. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard a lot of mine work might be the best. Of course, this Arcane Chapel does not need a prelate to be inside. But the issue is I've been hearing from some of the pros and just on streams that it might be a little bit of a bait at this point. It's pretty hard to get infrastructure all the way set up. And since you're shooting for that like kind of Castle Age kind of sweet spot, it doesn't really always net the same benefits as like constant harassment with those Gilded Age units. So we'll have to wait and see how the meta kind of shifts out. We've seen 2 Order of the Dragon gameplays, and we've seen 2 Arcane Chapels. As the pros get better and better, we'll see more and more. Guys, if you've made it this far into the video and you have been enjoying, please do leave a like. And subscribe if you are enjoying. Also, my Discord's in my link in the description below. Come join it. Come say hi. Come give me some video suggestions. Whatever you want to do. It's a pretty good community. We're building up slowly but surely. And then on top of that, if you could, leave a comment and let me know what the most frustrating unit is currently in Age of Empires 4. Besides Joan of Arc. Well, actually, you can leave that comment, obviously, but let me know. Obviously, I know that a lot of people are going to say Joan, because right now she is busted, but we will have to wait and see what's going to happen with once the devs kind of figure everything out and they get another patch out. I think this game will be in a very good spot, but let me know what is the most frustrating unit to play against. We see an early TC coming out here for the Ayubids. Pretty standard, kind of like what an Abbasid kind of build order would be. Go Eco Wing into a second TC. So let's see what did they elect to get. Is there no way to actually get Oh, just like actual. Oh, so it's just like when you construct the wing. That's totally on me. I knew this. It's just when you construct the wing, that's exactly what you get. So unfortunately, we have lost what is the ability, but that's a-okay. So there it is. We have the town center coming down. So a second one coming in. So we're gonna be trying to see. You're gonna be seeing definitely a discrepancy up here, up top in terms of villagers. But remember, Age of Dragons, Order of Dragons, sorry, Age of Dragons. Order of Dragons have a slightly longer time because they're dragon villagers, so they're 24 seconds. And over here, we see 20 seconds, so they'll always be a little bit behind. And then, of course, the 2 TCs can make it even more so. But we might see a second TC coming out of B. As you can see, the stone was harvested, so we might be plopping it down right over here would be a good spot. By this Akin Chapel, but you don't want to mess up the farm range. So I have to wait and see where it actually gets plunked down. Where do they have an outline already? I'm trying to see where they're going. They are going this way. There's a deer pack, which is definitely good to secure more food. More villagers are convening on such a place, so I think it might be this deer pack. We'll have to wait and see. Relics are also super important to be getting, so here we go. And there it is. It's going to be on that deer pack over there. So pretty far away, so if the IB player actually kind of figures it out, there's actually a good chance that they do some serious damage over here if they start to make any military, but both players have decided that it's not the case. This is actually, I've been seeing this more and more common with Order of Dragon players that go for that second TC, just to produce more and more of those very valuable dragon villagers. Especially with like a Fort Akin Chapel like this, it's very susceptible to raids, and on the Sahara Desert, it's not easy to wall off, especially with these large openings up front over here. You can obviously wall off over here and wall off over here. That's a lot of investment when they could always just go around. All right, so let's see what else we got going. We see a barracks coming out for the Avid's players. We might be seeing some Ghoulems. We do see one spearman on the map, which is just chilling right there. Just to, I don't know if it was a, don't know why it was selected, but we're cruising. We're cruising for sure. Just maybe it was a mistake. Oh no, we're seeing more and more. So might be seeing, so the archer ranges, that will be the Gilded archers. So this is when you get to a critical mass, they can start to one-shot even armor units, which is kind of like the theory behind the English longbowmen. You get a critical mass, and no matter what comes your way, you're going to be in a decent position, just like horsemen traditionally counter English longbowmen. But of course, if you get enough to one-shot horsemen, it doesn't really matter what's coming at them now, does it? Of course, the Gilded Archers definitely pack a punch, and they shoot like a rapid-fire cannon. If you have not seen them yet, you will see them very soon, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But I do like this kind of eco style, but no one's really punishing anything going on. So these Gilded Archers could actually do a lot of damage, especially on this backhand side. We can see a lot on gold right now, so we might be seeing a quick castle age timing coming out of Trash Player, which, I mean, I definitely don't hate in the slightest. So I think that both sides do better and better as the game gets on. I will say the Order of Dragon kind of falls off, I think, late game because of how long it takes to train, and your army composition is going to be a little bit smaller overall. As you can see, 40 to 50 at the current moment. It's just a little bit, they count for more population, so your army is a little bit smaller, which is definitely an interesting mechanic. I'm not sure. Also, if you haven't commented already, let me know if you like that mechanic at all. I do think it's good, but my issue that I'm seeing more and more, especially in lower levels, is that they're so valuable. So when you lose them, it's absolutely devastating. And then on top of that, late game, when it's just constant trading of very valuable units, the mass amounts that kind of come in on the front, on the other front, just constantly battling back and forth is absolutely brutal. But here we see these Gilded Archers are going to be absolutely able to tee off on all of these villagers. 2 are able to take down. Look at how fast they fire. It's like a machine gun. And they do just get enough for Castellade, so not the worst thing in the world, but there's no food really available for them. A third TC, that's honestly pretty greedy. But the Order of Dragon player only went for the 5 Gilded Archers, but that's enough to really do a ton of damage. Think of them like 10 archers, which is a good amount if it's coming your way if you only have 2 spearmen to kind of thwart the actual battle. But as I was mentioning, Order of Dragon late game, let's see if B can actually scout this out just in time. He does, but he's not going to get there actually in time to do critical damage. The spearman will be taken down though. Nope, just a little bit of a run by. Just wanted to see what's going on. Nothing. That's all we're doing there. This poor scout will not be surviving long. We have a few spearmen for some front line, and that's about it. This villager will be unfortunately sent back to the Shadow Realm if they notice. There we go. But it quickly gets out of there with its carcass of meat. I thought it was chopping berries, so it's just really it's a mixed signal over here. One spearman's causing a little bit of damage over here, but B's not even entertaining the opportunity. And you can see these absolutely rapid fire over here, killing villagers left and right. But these are pretty valuable, so you don't want to be losing these like this over here. But it is worth it if you trade it out for villagers. And there we go, another one's going down. And honestly, decent damage. And look at just outside, this is the new town center debuff. The second ones do not have nearly as long of a range, so these archers actually outrange them. As you can see, look at this. It's not actually safe to actually just... It's not as safe as it used to be. Remember, in the old gaming, you couldn't... If anything was right directly underneath your TC, you'd be totally safe. Regnant's Cathedral is going down for 3DB, and we also see horsemen are the response into this, which is good when they are separated like that. But these Gilded Archers do pack a punch, and they have a Gilded Spearman up front, so you're going to need a lot of horsemen to actually take this down fully. And my only last point on the Order of Dragon is when they have this small of a unit cluster. If you end up killing it off, especially late game, because of the training times, you can start to see yourself at a disadvantage in terms of tempo, which is incredibly important late game, which is why I think they're struggling in that late stage Imperial. But that being said, we have Regnant's Cathedral coming in, and B is hitting his sweet spot with Order of the Dragon. You're on 2 TCs, you're almost even in villagers, you have a decent army out on the map, which is these 7 archers, and you can start collecting those relics. And once you have those relics inbound, you can really start to do some serious damage. These archers actually find a huge pocket of villagers because they can't get gold anywhere else. And this is actually a huge pickup for B over here. Seeing this and keeping these off of gold means they really can't produce many of these golems, which are incredibly important to actually take down these archers, because you can't really stop them if you don't have the right counter to them. And they're just sitting out here over here camping these berries, and they're camping everything else. This one Gilded Archer getting a little bit too close, no need for that. This Spearman is going to be the front line. These 2 Spearmen are going to be the front line. Take out that so quickly, and now they're onto the golems. As you can see how much damage they actually do, and the Gilded Archers might be coming around the backhand side. They are going to looking to do some damage on this berry patch over here. We do see that they're now making moves to try to kill off as many villagers as possible. This is a lot of damage going down, and this is the only issue with this kind of build from the Ayabit's player, is it was pretty greedy in the sense of just going 3 TCs with only making 2 Spearmen the entire time. So this is kind of where, this is what Age of Empires, I think the dev team was going for, with making it so there's only 7 available to be put in, and also making the second and third TCs a lot smaller of range. This is exactly what they're trying to do, and actually allow people to actually punish just the blind expansion. I think that was causing a lot of problems for the game. It was making it very hard to counter certain civs like the Rus, who had a very easy expansion, and it made very difficult. And that's why they kind of rose to power, is because if it's super easy to take that second expansion and not really counter it, if you don't go 2 TCs or just somehow beat them through a Kremlin, you're sitting in a very rough spot. So I do kind of like where the game's at right now in terms of that. But they definitely have some balancing to do around the newer civilizations, especially Joan of Arc and the Zushi Legacy. Obviously, they're going to be tuning that down in the coming days, but this is a great game. B's putting on an absolute clinic on how to really punish this 3 TC opening with these Gilded Archers. We can see 14 are now on the map, and more are coming their way. They are Castle Age at this point, so they're going to be packing a punch, and they shoot really fast, like mini machine guns. And you can see the Ivid's player is trying desperately to get as much gold as they possibly can. But there's only so much they can do really in this situation, especially with this many archers kind of coming towards their base. They are everywhere. B is not allowing them to really take a deep breath at all, and more are on the way. And you can see when your army count is 51 to 7, you're going to be sitting in a really rough spot. We can switch over to this. You can see B has a wonderful economy, fully robust, but these golems, they would be able to do some serious damage once they get to a critical mass, but I don't think they're going to be able to get there anytime soon. Men-at-Arms are now coming in as well to provide a nice front line for these archers. Once these archers get into an actual grouping, though, they're going to be absolutely devastating. We can see that back at B's base, we still have just the 2 over there. 1 relic secured already. More and more on the way. They're going to be getting this back relic. And we can see that B is also keeping track of this relic over here. And we'll be collecting this one shortly. There is the blue line. So finally, we see the archers are all meeting together. The coming together of this army is going to be absolutely devastating. 31 in total. They're going to be absolutely peppering. I don't know why I've said absolutely 4 times. I'm so sorry. I might even put a little counter on the screen itself. But look at how fast they shoot, and look at them melt these golems. It's a blender over here, and the rapid fire is coming into play, making short work and quick work of those 2 golems come to fruition. We can also see the dragon scale leathers coming in, which is the range armor for Gilded archers, by 3. So they're going to be able to dive this TC, and look at them take down this. This is not okay. I mean, to be fair, 33 of these bad boys are very, very expensive. We have more in tow coming over here. But look at this. This is nuts. And this is also one of the weaker new civs. So this is... Age of Empires is getting pretty fun, honestly. It's pretty dynamic, and it's just been very refreshing with all this new content. More and more being picked off. One-shotting, beautiful micro here from B. Going to be moving on to this one over here. I think this is a desperation to get a keep up, to try to actually put this away. But if these find this grouping, it is all she wrote. It looks like they might escape. Oh no, why are you pathing over there? Oh no, no. Now B sees them, and he is going to do as much damage as he possibly can. This man-at-arms is going to be short work. Look at those. Look at this speed run over here. The mangonel, though, pops out. B is quick with the micro, though, and able to fully spread that out. Look at this micro. This is absolutely insane. And more villagers are going down. It's a barbecue over here. Teal villagers don't stand an absolute chance against this. And more golems are going down. And now these villagers are standing in place, stone on their back after a long day's work. All they get is an arrow to the knee, and that is it. We can see that there has been 36 villagers killed, and now the mangonel is in their sights. Actually, there's more and more villagers are the ones in the sights. They're not even caring about the mangonel at this point because of that ranged armor. And there we go, they're trying to heal it up, but B is focusing down all these villagers, and it's causing a lot of damage on the backhand side. B is securing relics left and right. We can see already up to 3 and collecting 1 more in tow. 1 more mangonel has popped out. If these were out in the same time, it could be a lot of damage. A nice shot there from the mangonel. If they can get a critical golem mass, Trash Player would be able to hold them off, but I think the damage has been done. 43 villagers have been killed at this point, and once these archers kind of meet up with their new friends over here, they're going to be sitting in a very, very good position. Remember, these have the juiced armor as well, so they're not going to be able to take that much damage even when they're diving a TC. And B is kind of taking a second to flow back, floating a lot of gold at this point, so you're going to be spending it on as much as he possibly can. 4 more archers are on the way. We have pellets coming in as well. Why not at this point? And kind of just doing everything he possibly can. But probably needs to just start to focus on. It looks like he's. They had it set there to get more and more relics, but we have 3 in tow. Gonna actually have to build another. Gonna have to build stuff to actually put these things in. That's how well B is doing on that front. And when any variant, Order of Dragon or HRE, gets 5 relics, it's going to be, or I guess 4 at the current moment, but 5 will be the case once he secures. Where's the last relic? Oh, maybe the IUBid player got 1. Did he get 1? They have a keep going on the back end side, so they're really trying to just bunker down. They know if they can get this into the late game, they can take this off. They can really do lots of damage. B's actually securing sacred sites to be like, you have to come out way sooner than this. There's nowhere we're going to let you just kind of like sit in your base and turtle. This is a great thing. Guys, if you're a new player, remember to utilize those sacred sites. If a player is turtling incredibly hard, definitely steal those sacred sites, so they have to come out with at least something. Remember, they have to come to you if that's the case, and especially if you want to start dropping some keeps on these sacred sites, you'll be sitting in a very, very good position. Now, we do have the army of 43 Gilded archers are sitting out front, and more upgrades are coming in. And the more upgrades they get, the more deadly they're going to be. They're going to be able to dive whatever over here. The Iva player is definitely catching up now. They're starting to chill out a little bit. The Relentless Assault is slowing down, and 18 of these golems are definitely pretty good. They do pretty well into this army competition, but as you can see, look at how long it takes for them to take down this Gilded Man-at-Arms. They are tanky boys. And now B is doing the full wall off, going, you know what? sit in your base. Good luck. I'm going to wall off everything. You have 10 minutes to meet me in the middle and do something, or I'm just going to heal away all the damage done to these Gilded Archers with my 8 prelates because I have so much gold. And here we go. The push is coming in. Poor villagers are the first to get sprinkled down. We have men-at-arms also in here. Only 3 of them, but it's mainly the archer force with a prelate in tow to actually secure and heal them up as they go. And they even have a little bit of a front line with a few of these men-at-arms. More and more villagers going down, and this is crazy. Look at how quickly they take down all these buildings, and now they're diving these TCs. As I mentioned, this armor over here is going to make it almost impossible for the Avacid player to actually stop this. They're going to need the Ghoulems over here quickly. The Mangonel is a little bit out of position. These prelates are just kind of waltzing around, doing whatever they please, and now it's on this entire farm transition, and now B is causing absolute havoc throughout this base, and more is going down. And look at this, it's just rapid fire coming from the middle. The prelates are just healing themselves because they don't need to heal the archers because of how much range armor they have. The Ghoulems are running in, but it's just like that scene from 300. There's 1,000 arrows raining from the tops of everything, and now they're just shooting farms for the sake of it. They don't even care what they're shooting. It's just peppering arrows everywhere. I can just hear the tick in the back of my ear that Mangonel is finally coming into place, and that is GG. B put on an absolute clinic on how to utilize these Gilded Archers. Guys, if you did enjoy this and you want to see more gameplay, let me know. And let me know what you want to see next. I think I'm going to try to do a Byzantine game, and more 2v2s are on the way for sure. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe, and thank you so much. Have a great night.